Chapter 23. Long ago Veldanava created this universe. And this universe was baptized as Chaos, the primordial god of chaos. Soon after this, came the other primordials which were also placed by Veldanava. The first to come was Gaia herself. She, like the other primordials, were spirit lords. Due to the transfer to this universe, they evolved into spirit kings. They were beings without form. That is why Gaia chose a form of a planet that she vaguely remembers when she was with Veldanava. Unfortunately, Gaia was the only one who has any recollection of Veldanava. The other primordials just believe that they came to be from chaos. That is why she kept this fact hidden. The next to arrive was Tartarus. His mind seems to have been affected by the transfer. He was filled with negative emotions. He chose to live deep inside the planet, which is Gaia's body. There he materialized himself as a separate world inside of Gaia. A place where in the future will be used as a cage to imprison strong beings. Next came Eros, the god of love. He was unconsciously affected by Veldanava's desire for life and progress of species. That his powers reflected it, and will be the reason for the births of many beings. After him came Nyx, the primordial god of the night, and her husband Erebus, the primordial god of darkness. These were all the beings that Veldanava placed in this universe. Gaia was jealous of how much Nyx and Erebus loved each other. This being Eros's fault. She was given the desire to have herself a partner as well. Someone she can love. Someone she can spend her eternity with. With that in mind, she made her first son Uranus, the personification of the sky, heavens. As the personification of sky, he envelopes Gaia's entire body. Gaia made Uranos her husband. Gaia also gave birth to Urea, the personification of the mountains, and Pontus, the personification of the sea. Soon her body no longer seemed featureless and was given life. Soon Uranos and Gaia made children with each other. The first beings Gaia gave birth to were the Hecatonchires, 100-handed ones, Cottus, Briarios, Gyges. Uranos was scared of their strength. He fears that they may one day overthrow him, seeing as they have the power to do so. He took them and placed them into Tartarus. In a similar fashion the Cyclops, Brontes, Sterops, Arges, were also brought to Tartarus. Uranos was disgusted by their figure, only having one eye for each of them. He placed a guardian dragon to make sure that they cannot escape from Tartarus. But this was not needed, for Tartarus himself would not let go of his new tenets. Gaia also had children with Pontus. These were Nereus, Taumas, Phorcys, Ceto, Eurybia. Since they were children of Pontus, which was weaker than Uranos, they were not as strong as the others. And because of this, they did not get the attention of Uranos' Aya. As the lover of Uranos, Gaia had more children with him. The one that will be known as the Titans. Oceanus, Titan god of sea and water. Tethys, Titan goddess of fresh water. Hyperion, Titan god of light and observation. Thea, Titan goddess of sun and light. Coeus, Titan god of oracle, wisdom, and foresight. Phoebe, Titan goddess of prophecy and intellect. Crius, Titan god of constellations. Mnemosyne, Titan goddess of memory. Iapetus, Titan god of mortal life or god of death. Themis, Titan goddess of law, order, and justice. Kronos, Titan god of time. Rhea, Titan goddess of fertility. Uranos also placed them into Tartarus. Gaia had enough of his tyranny of their children. She asked their children for anyone willing to face their father. Only Kronos was willing to do it. So Gaia gave him an adamantite scythe. And with the help of his brothers, excluding Oceanus, they were able to castrate their father. They destroyed his material personification and completely became an unmoving concept. The sky. His blood that fell into Gaia's body gave birth to many more beings like the ash tree nymphs and the gigantes. Kronos freed his Titan siblings but didn't free the others. This angered Gaia as she watched her other children that were waiting for salvation. Kronos became an arrogant tyrant of a ruler. He was given a premonition by Uranus before disappearing that he will one day also be struck down by his own children. With this fear in his mind, he ate all of the children that he had with Rhea, who he married. Rhea asked for help from Gaia. She gave birth to her last child in a cave with the help of Gaia and the banging of the Curates' swords and shield to cover the noise of her giving birth and the cries of the baby Zeus. She gave Kronos a rock covered in cloth as substitute for her child. Kronos ate it like he did the others and went about normally. Zeus grew up being taken care of by the nymphs and taught how to fight by the Curates. Gaia also watched over Zeus and taught him all he needed to know about the world. Once he was of the right age, Gaia gave him a leather pouch filled with poison that he will give to his father. He marches to Mount Othries, the place where the Titans lived. Many beings visit the place, so it was easy to mix in. He went inside and pretended to be a guard and served Kronos the poison placed in a chalice. Kronos writhed in pain as he felt abdominal pain and contractions from his stomach. He halted the celebration. Tea traitor. Po poison. WHO. He shouted to everyone in the hall. He grabbed the armrest of his throne. He was breaking it as he felt the pain intensify. Soon he started to gag and vomiting. The first that came out was a rock. The people in the hall didn't know what to do and just started horrified by the events happening. Soon, Kronos' mouth opened in unnatural size. Then a hand burst out of his mouth. He felt his throat grew bigger and bigger as an entire person came out. This was Poseidon. Fully matured. Zeus came and stood Poseidon up his feet. Gods and goddesses. Mortals and immortals. You do not have to fear this tyrant anymore. I am Zeus, son of Rhea and that Titan Kronos. I will build a kingdom without such a tyrant and place him in the depths of Tartarus. Zeus shouted to everyone as he revealed himself. Kronos was filled with anger as he watched. But he couldn't do anything as it wasn't over yet. Another arm came out of his mouth. Then two people came out this time. These was Hades and Hera. After vomiting them, Kronos was finally able to speak again. Kill them, he shouted. The Titans soon started marching forward. Zeus took out his sword and fought. His brothers made makeshift weapons from the objects in the hall. They fought of Atlas, Iapetus, Hyperion and many more Titans. Due to the events that is happening, the other beings started to panic and ran. This hindered the Titans to fight Zeus and the others. Kronos vomited once again. This time two women came out. These were Demeter and Hestia. Rhea guided them to Zeus and the siblings managed to escape by going out the balcony. Rhea was left behind as Kronos caught her. With the help of Gaia and the wind, the Zeus summoned. The Titans couldn't catch them in time. And that is what started all of these war that is happening. Asterisk 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 asterisk. So that's why they fight? Asked Argent. Indeed. Thanks to my blunder my grandchildren faced the brunt of it all. Confirmed Gaia. So what now, Argent? What are you gonna do? Velgrind asked, looking at Argent. If possible. I would like for you two to help my grandchildren. Gaia said. As much as I could do that. As long as the world, or in this case you, don't get destroyed. I don't really have to take any action here. Argent shrugged his shoulders. Tyrant or not, he is keeping this world in order. Sure, it might not be in a way that is good, but he is managing it. That's true. Personally, I think the war is just conflict between family. I mean, it literally is. You just want those imprisoned in Tartarus to be free. You don't really care for Kronos' tyranny. Velgrind added. Well, for now, we'll watch what happens and might talk to both sides. I'll tell them about me and Velgrind here. And if one of them are willing to work with us, we'll side with them and help indirectly. Argent said. Work with you? Asked Gaia. Yeah. So Veldanava, the one who sent you here, gave me a job to oversee universes that he built before. If they are willing to work for me, then I'll join their side. I say work for me, but it just means that if anything happens that may endanger you, they'll tell me. ! I'll tell Zeus to coop. No. Argent shut her up. They need to decide on their own. If you tell them about us, I'll side with Kronos. I understand, Gaia said gloomily. The two then went and traveled around. They met with the other primordial gods. They introduced themselves to them. They talked with Nyx and Erebus when night came. Went to the sea and talked with Pontus, Eros, who was traveling around, and even to Tartarus, who was surprised by their presence. He had them swore themselves, and while some took a lot of persuasion like Tartarus, in the end he became Obedi, much more willing to talk. They watched for months as the Olympians and Titans had their small skirmishes all over the plains of Thessaly. Argent Sama, can you hear me? Late could be heard telepathically by Argent. Oh, Late. How's the investigation of the rock universe? You can come here and give your report. Late went inside the gate and met up with Argent and Velgrind, who were watching a small battle in one of the temples of the Titans. Here is the report for the rock universe. We have discovered something quite fascinating. Late gave Argent a stack of paper. Argent browsed through the paper and his eyes went wide. Velgrind noticed this. Argent, what's wrong? Quote. Argent placed his right hand to his forehead and laughed at himself. Why didn't I think of that? How stupid of me. Hey Argent. Sorry. Here you go. Read it yourself. Argent passes the paper to Velgrind. The paper talks about the things that the chiefs witnessed in their world. The opening of a gate in their world. Wah! Velgrind was surprised, then she realized. Brother didn't specify if the gates only happens in the cardinal world. So this should have been thought of before. Why didn't we realize this sooner? This changes a lot of things. Sire world has their own law and order. If suddenly a gate which connects to another world with its own law and order, it will only bring chaos. Luckily for us, the cardinal world is the most compatible with all worlds. Indeed, the beings of one world might attack the other one. Their strength may be stronger than the natural inhabitants of said other world and might take over both worlds. Late added. Actually, the reason why we took so long is because war has already started between the rock universe and the universe on the other side. Oh, so what happened? Argent asked with interest. We tried mediating and stopping it diplomatically, but the other side wouldn't listen to whatever we say. Late recalled. They think of themselves as the strongest beings and wage war to cover new lands. We were forced to fight them and make them submit forcefully. If it's fighting, it shouldn't have taken you less than a week. Why months? Asked Velgrind. We did try that strategy. But once we defeat the leaders, another sprouts out. No matter how many we defeat, another takes their place. We had to change our strategy before all the inhabitants die by our hands. Late massages her temple as she recalls. Then we found out that something was controlling them all to fight. We forced the being out and made it submit to us. Here tilde, so you became their new ruler. Quote, in a way, yes. It took surprisingly longer than I expected for this mission to finish. It was battle hard fought. And I quickly ran I quickly came to report this to you. Late said with a side eye. Looks like you had a hard time. Velgrind placed her hand to Late's shoulders, pitying the poor Seraph. Why don't you tell us all the details of what happened there then, Late? Argent said as they talked. To be continued.